first 2 peaks in some patients might take them, 90 days, 3 months. In some people, it might take them closer to 6 months, which is not that bad, right? To kind of get over these big hurdles. And then once you get past here, it's a little bit more flexible. So we typically offer and structure program formats, either like a 90-day, 3-month program format or a 4 to 6 month program format, depending upon the degree of complexity of your case. And then after those programs, then we usually are going to be setting up more flexible appointments to help you achieve your highest goals possible up here and help you to maintain that. Okay, so that's kind of what this is showing. Our programs usually have, minimum of 8 hours of health coaching support. We have email access. You have email access to our office, to myself, to our staff. We also provide community discounts with supplementations and some exercise programs and things that we do. There are patient support groups and development workshops. We have a Facebook group dedicated just specifically to the members in our practice, where you can have a lot of your stickiest questions answered there. And we like to post a lot of videos there, so it's a great tutorial for yourself and for your family. We have ongoing live webinars on various health topics that you're welcome to participate in, and they get to be very lively with some great Q&A in it. So it's a really nice package to help you. So, geographically, yeah, we do see people from all over the country, but we do have, obviously, from our location, we do see people from this kind of a vicinity. And yes, I mean, as far away as Philadelphia and out in Pennsylvania, up into Connecticut. So it is not unusual for people to travel to our office, 1.5, 2.5, hours to get to our office. Now, the good news presently is we have transitioned virtually, and so we are able to do a lot of our consultations and review of lab tests, where we have, a more lengthy interaction, whether it's an hour and a half, 90 minutes with you through a Zoom call. Sometimes I just actually send a video email to the patient, so we can save you a tremendous amount of time, right? Which is wonderful with technology. So you don't have to be driving if you're coming a distance an hour and a half. So think about a person's going an hour and a half each way. It's 3 hours of time. Even some people who live locally, I mean, just to have to spend a half hour getting here and doing something and another half hour back, and by able to sit home in the comfort of your house. Certainly, the telemedicine is here to stay, and I think it's a valuable tool, so we're enjoying using that. A lot of benefit to it. So, what are the benefits in being a participant with our health facility? So, for the right individual or family, this program has tremendous benefits, right? Feeling heard and understood. If that's one of the most common things that I get from patients. Is always that they want a doctor who's going to listen to them. That they want to be heard. They want to be understood, right? And our patients say that they feel that way, right? The benefit is that you're going to begin reclaiming control of your health. That's puts you in the power position. This whole process is about empowering you. Not just telling you things to do, but giving you the tactile tools so you have a better ownership of how to guide yourself in your own health journey. By finding the root causes, we're able to get resolution to your chronic health complaints, right? And gaining clarity and answers to long-standing issues. Objective data points to create a strategic action plan. But going back on clarity and answers to long-standing issues, you don't know me very well right now, but hopefully you do. But one of the things that patients tell me all the time is they truly appreciate the fact that I really take the time to explain to them what the lab tests really mean, or how they can put that into practice in their own lifestyle to empower them, so they enjoy the educational part of our practice. Retesting is a great way to look at objective data points, right? So if we do a test today and we can redo a test in 3 months or in 6 months and we can see the changes taking place, we know that, the direction that you're moving onto, right? So, and then also, creating a strategic action plan. So, and that's the purpose of the test. The purpose of the tests are to say, where are you? Create a strategic action plan, rerun the tests, start to see the positive changes, and look at other areas where we can make improvements, and then kind of create a new action plan. Right? That's how you do it. And by doing this, you're going to save enormous amounts of time and money by addressing the cause instead of symptoms. It's like if you go to a medical doctor and they tell you that you have high blood pressure, the doctor puts you on high blood pressure medication. Right? So now you got the expense of the medication. Fine. But if you ask your doctor, when can I get off the blood pressure medication? You know as well as I do, what's the answer going to be? It's never. Why? Because the medication is not addressing or correcting the underlying reasons why you have high blood pressure. It's just treating the symptom. It's the analogy is like trying to keep a bobbing cork underwater, right? So if the root cause is not being addressed, if you stop the medication, the pressure is going to go right back up. So if you take the medication, the pressure goes down, fine, but the root causes are still there. And then it's going to be a matter of time, and your body's going to begin to express more symptoms, and you're back taking more drugs for the new symptoms, and it just goes on and on and on. So at the end of the day, when you start taking a root cause approach, you're going to be saving a lot of money and a lot of wasted time. And the collateral benefits is to your entire family, right? Because the changes that you're going to be making, your family's going to be making, right? If your diet is better, you're eating an anti-inflammatory diet, and you're getting your kids to eat an anti-inflammatory diet, and your spouse is eating an anti-inflammatory, you're all going to benefit. And when you're feeling well and your energy is going up, your vitality is going up, your enthusiasm is going up, right? They're going to pick up on that vibe. Their energy is going to feed off of your energy. So it's a win-win for all. So what are the drawbacks? Yeah, we are not the answer for everyone. Our programs, our process is not for everyone. Right? In order to help you, we have to be brutally honest with you. Number one, if you're an overly analytical, if you're skeptical, right, it's not going to be a good fit, right? Because when we work with you, we want to work with you, right? We don't want our visits to be constantly having to prove to you what we do works and how we do it and why we do it, right? Every visit should not be a re-explanation to prove how it works, right? If you inherently understand and own that philosophy, that healing is from within, and you just need someone to guide you and coach you and figure out what you need to do, right? So if you're overly analytical, chances are this is not going to be the right fit for you, at least at this time. Certainly, if you're undergoing any medically contraindicated procedure, specifically cancer, right, it's not going to be a right fit at this particular time. Many of our protocols are kind of counterproductive, especially if a person is doing, immune suppressive therapies. But we certainly do work with a lot of patients post-cancer treatments. Many cancer patients who are post-survival want to really start making some holistic changes and really live a more holistic, healthy lifestyle, and they need some guidance. And so certainly we work with those kinds of patients, but not when you're actively being treated. Yeah, so it's going to require an investment of time, and it's going to require an investment of money. We will do our best to save you both without compromising your outcomes. Our process requires a coachable and committed client and family. So what do I mean by that is there is times, and maybe too often, when the patient who's seeking care with us is on board and excited, but their spouse is not. The spouse is not congruent with it. The spouse does not buy into the dietary change. The spouse poo-poos, what we do. It doesn't buy the products and would rather them just continue with a traditional medical model. So if in the home there's not congruency, we find that often the patient can't really do it because they're just getting too much pushback from the family. So we need family members to be on board. When family members are on board, the success rate goes up dramatically. You must be willing to make the changes that are required. Right, so don't get started if you don't want to change anything, right? If you're not feeling well, you're not feeling well for a reason, and certainly things are going to probably need to be changed, right? So be a little open to that. Now I get it that sometimes some change can be a little bit more difficult, and I don't expect you to make every change all at once. We need to work through that, but you got to be willing and open to making some change. Okay, we can't help those that are not willing to help themselves. Yeah, I mean, we just, you're not, if you're a person that wants to come here and just kind of dump excuses and me to listen, to your excuses all the time, it's not going to work, right? Are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to partner with us, take the coaching, take our recommendations, and do the best you can with it, right? So you got to be coachable. We need your family to be on board. You got to be able to make some changes, right? And just willing to say I'm willing to get some help, right? We promise to refer you to the best person or program if you're not the right fit. Certainly, we will certainly do that.